January 20th, BBMP demolished my shop actually.
You lost your shop.
This is my 7 years of hard work and dedication, so which I don't want to lose. I don't know other than cooking, nothing.
We're going to taste some omelets, no?
Yes, sure.
And 3 eggs in every omelet.
4.
4 eggs. Alright, so the veggies are going into the egg. So out here, it's not just your normal ordinary omelets. These are omelets that are really special. Gourmet omelets.
Yes.
Hi folks, this is Kripalamana, Gourmet on the Road, and you're watching Food Lovers TV. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe and strong. Well, it's been 2 years since the pandemic, and whilst things seem to be normal for most people, there are still many whose lives have changed completely. One such individual is the subject of this video. His name is Kumar, and I met him over 2 years ago at his very interesting omelette store in HSR Layout in South Bengaluru. Kumar was a professionally trained chef who had worked overseas in cruise ships and then decided to return home to Bengaluru to build a life for himself and his young family. We showcased his episode and many of you visited Egg Factor. Things were going really good for him, and then the pandemic happened. And I'm told since then he has lost everything. He has lost his shop, he had lost his means of livelihood, and now he's slowly trying to pick things up. What was a store earlier is now a street cart, and that's where we are headed this evening to meet Kumar and his wife, taste some omelets, and in doing so hopefully support them and also showcase their work for many of you to visit and help them rebuild their lives once again. How are you?
Hello, sir.
How are things?
Not bad. Slowly I'm recovering.
Slowly you're recovering?
Yes. Your impact, we saw your video almost 2 years before, and which video? Food Lovers video. Still, you are throwing light upon me.
Well, I'm with Kumar. You would have recognized Kumar from the Egg Factor HSR video that we did over 2 years ago in the good old days.
Yes.
And I remember going to his store because he was doing what he called his wife. Where's your wife? Your wife is going to come now.
Come now.
What his wife called dinner omelets. Because these are not a typical anda omelette, your typical anda burji. These are much more than that. I remember tasting 4 omelets. I had the chicken and cheese.
I
had the beja omelette. Pineapple omelette. So I had 4 omelets. He was doing very well, but sadly in the last 2 years, life has been very different.
Unfortunately, during 2020, January 20th, BBMP demolished my... Totally, I lost my shop actually.
You lost your shop.
After that, literally like 1 month, I was looking for a small shop or this thing. So I went there. And unfortunately, after COVID, I couldn't run my show. And that building owner didn't compromise nothing for my this thing. So he only said that, Kumar, your advance is already finished, so better leave. This is my 7 years of hard work and dedication, so which I don't want to lose for my personal reasons, which I'm unable to financially. Then one of my friend, he gave him this cart. He was running in Marathalli, momos actually, during lockdown days.
Okay.
Then he just said me, Macha, you take this and just make some business and generate some funds for your, at least for your survival.
So he gave you this card?
He gave me this card. So just I'm starting now, like this is my 4th month actually.
4th month.
This is basically a supermarket, so they have refrigerators and everything, so I just keep there and go. Then come back, replenish everything here.
Very nice. That's very kind of them to do that for you. Huh?
Yeah, he is the one, Bangalore rice traders. So he is the
Bangalore rice traders. Oh, there's his wife. What's your wife's name? I forget her name.
Rajalakshmi.
Rajalakshmi. Namaskara. How are you doing? All well? By God's grace. I like your positive attitude. Your spirit.
Because this is my profession. This is my profession. I don't know other than cooking, nothing.
Last time I met your father was there.
Oh, my father was there.
So where is your father now?
Father, I put up in Hosur.
In Hosur?
Hosur. Child also in Hosur now. She is in 4th grade.
You guys are here, she's in Hosur?
She is in Hosur. Because of business, so I cannot hear, because we both are, from morning I have to procure everything, wash, clean, marinate, everything. So right now we are focusing only on the business just to at least recover back or bounce back from the COVID and all my financial crisis behind my...
We're going to taste some omelets, no?
Yes, sure. Sir.
What are we going to taste today?
Today I have grilled tiger prawn omelette.
So tiger prawn is similar to the omelette I had last time?
No. This is very big, this big.
So we'll do that. Let's begin with the prawn omelette and we'll do the mutton omelette.
Yes, sir.
Let's do that. And you cook on cast iron, is it?
All my pans are cast iron. Better taste, heat retention.
I love the flavor of the garlic that's emanating from that oil. So out here, it's not just your normal ordinary omelets. These are omelets that are really special. Gourmet omelets.
Yes.
How many prawns go in a portion?
5.
So how much is a prawn omelette?
480 or 500.
A tiger prawn omelette.
Tiger prawn. Depending on the market price. Every day I purchase.
What are your omelets priced at?
Now starting is 200.
That is your chicken.
No, that is my classic veg and cheese omelette.
Veg and cheese omelette. Okay.
Chicken and cheese is 250 now.
250. Okay.
Mutton is 300 now.
Mutton omelette is 300.
It's 300
rupees.
now. Goat brain omelette is 300.
What herb is that?
Thyme.
Thyme. I can smell the aroma of that thyme. And what is that?
Salt. Cured and rock salt mixed together.
What is that? Pepper?
Black pepper.
And some curry leaves too. All this goes into the prawn omelette normally?
Yes, you see how it is presented to you.
But is this what you normally do for every
Normally,
customer?
not for you, for the customer.
For everybody?
For everybody.
Okay.
What I serve you, it will be in their plate.
Fantastic. So this isn't just an omelette. This is an entire dinner. It's like a buffet that he has there. So he's got the prawns, he's got the broccoli, he's got the mushroom, he's got the onions. What else goes in?
Some herbs, salt,
So every omelette that you make is like a long process, no?
yes, I need at least 15 minutes
For every
for
omelette.
every single omelette.
So he's made the prawns first there. Now he's prepared the vegetables and now I suppose the eggs will finally go into this. So when you come here, allow yourself some time for Kumar to work his magic, his omelette magic. And 3 eggs in every omelette.
4.
4 eggs. So this is like a family omelette.
No, it's like a full meal, like it's like a close to a biryani, on chicken biryani.
So instead of eating a chicken biryani, you eat A
chicken
4 egg
biryani,
omelette.
full chicken biryani. You eat with raita and everything. No, so I'm getting you only no carbs here, only protein, and you see the
Correct. So those 4 eggs which would have otherwise become 4 chicken now go into that one omelette. Basically, he wants to cook the omelette in a manner that the egg forms a skin on top and on the inside it is
Juicy.
still soft and gooey.
gooey.
Alright, so the veggies are going into the egg. I love the manner in which the aroma of the egg has now combined with that of the thyme. And also there's a bit of heat that I can detect in the air because of the pepper.
Yes.
Kumar, I have a feeling that your omelets have become bigger from the last time around. Last time I ate 4 omelets. This time I don't think I can eat. Just that one omelet looks like everything that is there in your shop is there in this omelet. That is what has happened here. Everything that I see here is there in that omelet. And I like the way he's managing the temperature. He switches it off, switches it on. He's almost like a combination of a scientist and an omelette artist at work. What I like here is that Kumar is very particular about the manner in which he presents his omelettes. There are customers waiting here who've come for their share of egg factor omelettes. He wants to ensure that he will place every ingredient on that omelette in the manner that he wants it, whether it's the jalapeno or that solitary clove of garlic. And I think that's what makes an egg factor omelette so spectacular, not just in its appearance, but I'm sure also in its flavors. Thank you. Well, this is an omelette that certainly makes for a weighty plate. I think what's really nice about this omelette is that there's plenty happening here. So I've got 6 fine specimens of the tiger prawn. And of course, because we're dining street side, we have also attracted the attention of some flies. But we're going to try and make quick work of this. And the prawns have been cooked with plenty of the herbs, the pepper, the salt, and a few other things. And then of course, the base for this plate is the omelette, which is what egg factor is all about. So you've got an omelette that is topped with all the veggies that Kumar has in his store. So I've got the peppers here, I've got the onions, I've got some mushrooms, I've got some jalapenos, and then as if that wasn't enough, I also have loads of cheese. When you're eating tiger prawn, since he serves it with the shell on, it calls for a bit of an involvement with your food to the prawns. So I guess if you want it minus the shells, you can probably ask him for that. That prawn is seasoned just right. I love the flavor of the thyme that's coming through. And that spicy warmth of the pepper. If someone wants it de-shelled, you will de-shell and give it, no?
But this one you will not get. It becomes very hard and this juiciness and you will not get.
He has a point. He says when you...
If very particular, if they want, otherwise I will give like that.
So
those who want to eat with the skin like...
I get it.
Like
I get it.
You can crack the skin by yourself.
I get his perspective. Because the prawn cooks with the shell, it tends to retain its natural flavors, its natural juices within. He says I can de-shell it and give it, but then you would have lost the flavor of the prawn that's trapped within that shell. The omelette has formed a nice crisp sort of a skin, but on the inside it is still rather soft. And then of course it's weighed down by all the vegetables that the omelette, that the eggs are topped with. And then towards the end, you're also tasting the saltiness of the cheese. And the veggies have their crunch, but they're still nice and moist and juicy. Especially the mushrooms and the peppers. I love the manner in which the prawns are cooked.
Perfect.
Super. The prawns are juicy, the prawns are moist, and they still have, notwithstanding the herbs that have gone onto the prawns, the thyme, a bit of that salt, also that pepper, that prawn still retains its natural sweetness. And now on my fork also spot some curry leaves. That's going to be an interesting flavor element. That seems to work rather nicely. The thyme is quite nuanced, it's quite subtle in its flavors, and then you have the curry leaf, which is like a brash hero that takes your taste buds in a different direction altogether.
More than cilantro, I prefer only curry leaves.
Curry leaf.
Because curry leaves you can consume like crispy. It becomes crispy like a fried basil.
Something to bite on.
Yes.
I like his approach. I like Kumar's approach to food. So he's very particular about what goes into his omelettes, and he has a reason for that. He says, well, I prefer the curry leaf to the cilantro or the coriander. He says because the coriander doesn't have the body or the texture to convey that bite to your palate, whereas the curry leaf has. And rightly so, this curry leaf is certainly conveying that flavor oomph to this omelette. This isn't your typical stand and eat in a hurry sort of an omelette. This is an omelette that's prepared with a lot of love, with a lot of commitment. It takes about 10-15 minutes for each omelette. So when you consume it too, I think it warrants that amount of time. Of course, the fact that you're balancing that soft areca plate containing the omelette, burdened with all those ingredients in one hand and a fork in the other, doesn't make it rather easy, especially when you're sitting on a slightly fidgety stool. But nonetheless, it makes for an enjoyable sort of a street food experience. And I say street food experience because we are on the street here, but this is a sort of omelette that would easily find its natural place in a fancy eatery somewhere.
Very nice.
Thank you very much.
People are getting to know more about restaurants only because of you people.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you. Nice talking to you.
Likewise, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I think this is the sort of omelette that calls for a 1/2. I don't know if we will do it, but probably ask for an extra plate and divide it yourself. I'm going to pay about 480 or 500 rupees for this prawn omelette, but it's loaded with about 6 tiger prawns and all the veggies and everything that goes in along with the 4 eggs. So I guess when you come here and split it 1/2, that's about 250 rupees per person with about 3 medium-sized tiger prawns each, which isn't such a bad thing if you would have asked me. This is the mutton omelette.
Yeah.
Ah, that's a mutton omelette. Maybe I will taste. Will you also taste a mutton omelette? Yeah. Okay, so maybe I will also taste a mutton omelette and we'll do a 1/2.
Awesome.
Look there, look at your dad's camera.
Awesome.
Oh, you're the owner.
I see a lot of your programs, and I was telling you when is Kripal going to come.
What's your name?
My name is Sunil.
Sunil, you own this
Yeah, me and a friend, Bangalore Rice.
traders. But that's very kind of you to support him. And I'm told it's not just a space, but he also keeps his things
all
with
this
you.
stuff,
And
yeah. He was actually wanting some support, so yes. So we came to with my wife.
Namaskara. How are you?
No, Mr.
Good.
Kripal, right? I've seen a lot of his videos.
We follow you, so we see a lot.
Thank you very much for supporting people
worries,
like Kumar.
Thank
Thank you very much. See you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I should thank you.
Thank you very much.
Marinated minced mutton.
Marinated minced mutton. That's going along with the onions,
Jalapeno.
jalapenos and the garlic. What I also like in this marinated mince is there's also a bit of fat that's sticking to the meat, and you need that for the juiciness.
For the juiciness, also the natural oil which extracts
From the meat.
from the meat.
Fantastic. I've got my mutton omelette, but this time I've done a 1x2 because I picked a leaf from Deepak and his son's book. What's your name?
Gautam.
Gautam. They're enjoying their ice cream now after the omelets. Fantastic. I love the manner in which he cooks his egg. Of course, the prawn omelette has a lot in terms of the components that go in. The mutton omelette is relatively simpler, but when I say relatively simpler, it's not like he's got a ready-made mince that he just puts in. All that he does is marinates the mince and brings it to his cart. He's cooking the meat from scratch here. There's a lot of work, there's a lot of detailing that goes into the making of every omelette. It's all about the technique, and it's ensuring that the technique contributes to maximum flavor. I also like the manner in which he's cooked the egg. He cooks the egg rather gently, so he wants the egg to achieve a slightly golden char on the outside, but on the inside it is still rather soft, and of course in this case also burdened with a juicy moistness that escapes from that mutton mince. Enough talking, let's get to the eating. I love the flavor of the burnt garlic that I'm tasting right away. I think that's also because he doesn't mince the garlic, he leaves the garlic cloves whole. So when you bite on a garlic clove, it rewards you with maximum flavor. The same is the case with the onions as well. You're biting into the soft crunch of the onions. I can also see some of the jalapenos revealing themselves from within the folds of this omelette. And what I like about the jalapeno, there's a bit of spice, but there's also underlying sweetness, an underlying moist sweetness that you will taste when you crunch on that chili. Kumar certainly likes to flavor his preparations with a lot of the spices, be it the thyme, the pepper. So in this case, I'm tasting more the texture of the meat, not so much the flavor of the meat. I'm tasting more the flavor of the herbs, the pepper that I've gone to season the meat. In the case of the tiger prawn omelette, because there's plenty of vegetables, I think the vegetables also serve to wash away some of the spices. So you could taste the marine sweetness of the prawn. But in this case, you've got some mushrooms there, but that's all the vegetables that you have. And then of course the onion and the garlic. So the meat, the mince has held on to the spices quite assertively. So if you're the sort who likes your meat to be nice and spiced well with the seasoning, well then this is a mince that you'll enjoy. Personally, I would have preferred if the seasoning was a tad under. Also the meat, the mince as it cooks on that cast iron tawa, also tends to acquire a bit of a bite. You also pay top dollar for the omelets here. I think the mutton omelette is probably around 300 rupees or so. But then it's loaded with plenty of mince in addition to the other ingredients that go in. And of course it's 4 eggs. I think when you come here, visit with a friend, because these are the omelettes that make for great sharing. So even if you have a large appetite, if you visit with a friend, you can probably order at least 2 omelettes, 2 different omelettes, and taste those. I've had one full omelette, that is the tiger prawn omelette, and this omelette I'm struggling to finish half an omelette. You know my appetite, you know how much food I can consume, but that certainly speaks for the weight of the omelette. I think it's also going to rain here. The unfortunate part is that when it rains, they don't have much by way of protection. So if you enjoy your omelettes, not your standard omelettes, but some delicious gourmet omelettes, definitely find your way to Kumar's Egg Factor food cart here in HSR Layout. And you will not only be tasting some great omelettes, but you will also help that couple get back on their feet once again. I hope you've enjoyed this eggy episode here in HSR in South Bengaluru. Until the next time, take care, stay safe, stay strong, and happy eating. 800, right? Rajalakshmi Kumar, is that correct?
The boss.
The boss.
As you always. You mention as boss, so now I follow you as my boss.
So she's your boss.
She is my boss. I'm just a humble performer here. Boss.
Thank you. The boss. Fantastic. If you'd like to support the work that we do at Food Lovers TV, do consider joining our membership community on YouTube by hitting the join button below or on the home page. You could pledge a nominal sum and receive special privileges like behind the scenes footage, shoot updates, access to live Q&As and a lot more. You could support us on a Patreon page as well. For more info, check out the links in the description below. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, share and leave a comment below. Happy eating!